Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your weekly read. It is Monday, December 1st already. My gosh. 2025. This is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, North Node, and Stellium placements. I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Hope your travels, if you were traveling, went well. Hope dinners went well. I hope you got a lot of food, I always say I'm fat and fluffy after those kind of meals, and I enjoyed it, so I hope you all did too. All right, Scorpio. If you're here, you know how it goes. Thank you for all the ways you support me here. I am eternally grateful for each and every single one of you. Personal reads are open and available, as I do have quite a bit of emails to catch up on, so if you've not heard from me today and tomorrow, I will be playing catch up on all of those. I definitely needed some downtime. A lot of family things happening, I think, as much as anybody else would be right now. So, excuse me. But that's that. So I'm going to back home and, getting back into the swing of things, and we'll get to all of it, right? So personal reads, if you are interested, are open and available. Info is, the email to reach out to me is in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. So is channel memberships, and I'm not going to lay claim to anything else right now because God knows what will happen between today and tomorrow. So that's that. Kitties are trying to get up here. So, okay. All right, let's get an overall energy. Scorpio, let's see what's going on. Thank you all for being here as always. We've got a full moon coming up. We've got Mercury went direct. Hallelujah. Saturn went direct. Hallelujah. There's a lot of astrology, and I have a lot of little notes, and I need to sit down and actually look over those. I was doing some reading while we were away, so trying to kind of put some thoughts together on what this last month is going to look like. And then I've even gotten some downloads from Spirit on things that I should be doing in regards to this. That I knew that there was a reason behind it, and it's kind of solidifying that for me, as I always say. So, I don't know. We'll see. No, sir, you're not getting up here. So, with that, let's get an overall theme this week here for you, Scorpio. We're going to do Monday through Friday. Authenticity. You just certain. Scorpio, whatever you're making up your mind on, this is really, I'm going to say, putting things into action, which might sound, a little weird with this authenticity. But you think about it, when we have a thought and we put it to paper, we create life, right? We bring something to life by taking it from the mind space and putting it on paper, whether we're writing down notes or we are creating art or drawing it out or sketching a blueprint or a plan or whatever that might be. But it's bringing something to life this week. And the authenticity of what you know, how you live, what you know to be a truth, is something that's been long written in the history book, Scorpio. This is long predetermined, destined. And I remember talking about that in one of the reads, I think it was last week while I was away. Scorpio, pay attention to your dream state. Your dreams could be really, really like under the moon energy, subconscious, right? Watery, Pisces, Cancerian energy. When is the Cancer? The Cancer full moon is in Capricorn season. There's something, I've seen Cancer come up quite a bit in a lot of these reads for the last couple weeks. Something's up. Something is up. And I think that at one point, and it could maybe still now, is Cancer with Jupiter as we speak, maybe? Something's very certain about that idea. I don't know. Going back in time, though, this is going back in, there's lines that are connecting, Scorpio, dots that are connecting. You could be connecting dots in timelines, paradigm shifts, I said this morning in the channel members video, it was like last week, like even though we were away and we were enjoying things, it was like it was a blur. It was a blur to me. It's so weird. And I'm going to say that to you right now because it's like you've got this bright glow ball thing going on there. And then you've got it over here too. Just one random little ping, right? It's like ping. It's the only thing you hear, the only thing that you can acknowledge. But it's enough, right? There's something about it. That in itself is enough to start, a fire with. It makes me think too, as I'm sitting here, like I have crystal balls. And I used to have one before we moved, sitting on a stand in the room behind me at one point. And someone said, I remember them saying in the comments, you shouldn't leave that sit by the light or by the sun or the window or something like that because it would start a fire. It could start a fire. It could. Yeah, they're right. The reflection of. But if that was the case, and I'm not saying, to go and do that it wouldn't be a hazard. But if that were the case in this metaphorical sense, the light is being drawn in for a reason is what I'm hearing from Spirit. The light is being drawn in for a reason. And pardon the sniffles. I was fine all week. Come back home and here we go. I can't take anything right now, so that's that. There's an awareness here, Scorpio, this week about something that was meant to happen. You could be writing a letter to somebody. You could be reading old letters. There could be something about communication to Scorpio, coming in from your higher self. I'm also hearing something about a love letter as well. Why? Change. Somebody could be taking, responsibility for something too, Scorpio. This year of 9, right? This collective year of 9 could see you, how do I put this? Could see you seeing others as accepting some level of fate. This opening message is a little long, but we're going to go with it because it's coming out for a reason. When we talk about the fates, Scorpio, Celtic background could be significant. Korean or Spirit. Oh my God, no. I'm going to say this because Spirit brought this in, but I don't know what the hell. Like, it sounds so weird to me. So Korean culture or Celtic could be specific. So C's and K's are important in this. The letters C and K, so last name, first name, something like that. But somebody could be changing their last name for legal purposes as well. But there is also, Spirit said Korean barbecue. Is that a thing? I was like, what are we talking about? Korean is that a thing? I'm going to have to look that up. I don't even know if that's a thing. No. But, okay, so barbecue. I don't know what the hell the barbecue has to do with anything. It's freaking cold. I'm not barbecuing, I'll tell you that. But yeah, and then fish and barbecue. I don't know why we're going into all of this, but we are. Someone could also be trying to, Scorpio, check in on you. So you could call it remote viewing. It's like they're using some form of divination to inquire about you. This is, Scorpio, deep, crazy chills. In the last 4 years, thank you, Spirit, 4 to 5, thank you. I want you to stop and think about this for this is going to be for very specific few of you. If you had a dream that sticks out, that was an odd dream in the last 4 to 5 years, and you specifically remember standing in or near a doorway or standing in or near, ear, were you listening, to a window. Hopefully you kept a dream journal, or you're just really keen on remembering the visions that come through to you. Call them dreams, call them whatever you want to. There's something about that particular dream. You could have felt trapped or stuck during that specific dream. Whomever and or whatever was attached to you during that time frame. So any point 4 or 5 years back moving forward, there is the fates and the destiny of what was transpiring. There's a level of, back then you may have felt naive to a situation and thinking you were going to take the blame for something, and it may have felt very dramatic. It may have felt very scary. You may have felt like people around you were not taking responsibility. There was a lot of suspicious activity around that. And it's kind of weird, Scorpio, because it's like now, it's almost, I think where you were always prepared for war, or ready for a fight that was going to require you to put in so much effort. You've got very unlikely allies that are being very direct and friendly with you, and they're like, we don't want you to worry about this. If there were legal situations, they're likely going in your favor in the month of December. Because you've been authentic, because you've been honest, because you've been upfront, because you have spoken with great certainty to your truth, and anything, there's such conviction in anything, Scorpio, that you chose to live out loud, not bend, not break, not falter, not cower down in fear. Where you maybe have felt discriminated against, is this a word? How do you say that, Spirit? Intellectualized? Like, it's almost like the point that they're getting to, that word that is not a word that we're making up as we speak here, is like, if you're an intellectual individual, it's like somebody was trying to strip you of feeling like you were smart enough because of your persistence in something. Your persistence, Scorpio, has paid off. You being outspoken is now paying off years later. You've shown yourself to be exactly who you've said you were years ago. Your lingo, what you speak, how you speak, the way you carry yourself is finally showing up, and it's like, this can't be, Spirit, contained. Somebody tried to contain it. Somebody tried to hold authority and power over you. It can't be contained. You were not meant to be contained, It's like sticking a goldfish in a little stupid bowl with a little plant, a little stick of bamboo, going, here, live in this little bowl. But meanwhile, you're really like this great big orca whale. You don't belong in a glass bowl, right? It's not for you. What's that? No, leave her alone. So our little kitty had an incident while we were gone and got stuck in something. So we are replenishing back to ideal health. That was a scary moment for us in this house, but I think we're on the mend, thank God. Anyhow, let's go to the days of the week, Scorpio. Big opening message for you. All right. Spirit for Scorpio this week. Half the damn deck. Hug, closeness. Hug your people, Scorpio. Hug your people, love your people. Period. All right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Spirit. Let's keep these pretty simple. Monday, data, electronics, backup, digital, guard and protect, messages. Listen, make sure you're backing up, right? Even though we're in the post shadow for Mercury retrograde, do back up. But I think like you're getting this, I'm hearing approved communication that, Scorpio, it's like you don't even have to do anything. Like, I don't really feel like you're really having to exert a lot of energy to certain things. And they're just, I don't want to say handed to you, but it's not a fight. I said it's like you've had to fight for things before. It's not a fight. You're just going, oh, yeah, I've got that paper. I've got that letter. I've got that thing. Communication, right? Message and guard. Like, I've got the receipts, right? I've got the receipts to show for something here. So, very important, but it's so much more simple. I just had deja vu. So much more simple than you're used to. Tuesday, pet, dog, animal friends. We'll see what's going on with the pets here on Tuesday. Somebody could be taking their pet to the vet. I said about honor, dignity, there you go. Making a judgment call around a pet. This could be, I'm going to be honest, this could be a loss of a pet. But the letters D and C, so DC, maybe Washington, D.C. could be of significance. There could be an animal shelter called Animal Friends. You could be adopting an animal. ET, it's like extraterrestrial. I don't know, maybe somebody could be getting like a lizard or something with scales, right? Snakes, lizards, reptilian, that's the word I'm looking for, reptilian kind of thing. But I don't know, we'll clarify that though too. Wednesday, Spirit, gravity. Some of you could be traveling on Wednesday, could be to a bigger city or just where there's office buildings or something like that. Some of you could be flying out. Somebody could see, this could be a big collective thing, see a CEO kind of jet setting somewhere. It's like, you know, let's just go to the government shutdown, right? Everybody else has to wait to get paid, but those fuckers are getting paid the entire time and they can just go off and do whatever they want to their little beach house in Boca Raton, right, kind of thing. This is like somebody of a higher level, and maybe even in your, you know, company, or it's like somebody's avoiding responsibility, but it's kind of like, I'm just gonna go off and do this, and then I don't have to do that then, right? There's some level of that because there's some greed. There's something that's not being shared at that point, Scorpio. What's going on Thursday? Immortality, and then you rise, Scorpio, through the chaos. You know, that's like walking in. It would be like, maybe somebody is walking into their place of work and everybody's in the room and there's a meeting going on, and you just kind of stand up in the middle of it and go, you know what, I quit, and you walk out, and then everybody's up in arms, you know, after you leave the room going, what the hell just happened? What do you mean? Like, we weren't even here for that. We were here for, you know, who's making the cake for the Christmas party, and Scorpio's like, P.S. I quit. Like, fuck it all, right? Like, whatever this is, Scorpio, you're stirring something up, but not because you want to cause chaos. You're just getting on with life. You're like, I've made this decision, and here I go, and they don't have to like it, but I'm okay with it. That's the only thing that matters, Scorpio. Any decision that you make, you're the one that's going to live with the consequences of that. So, you know, when thinking about those things, can you live with the decisions that you're making? And if you can, then, you know, fuck. Wisdom. Carry on. Carry on, Scorpio. Carry on, right? All right, on Friday. Run away. Getting away from something. Drinks. Maybe by Friday, you could just be really like going, I need a break. It's been a long week. I feel like I don't have people cards per se here, Scorpio, but it does give me, when I'm looking at the scenarios, right? You would be dealing with a lot of people and a lot of different, spirits saying public places and different things like that. And by the end of the week, you're just like, you know, give me an eggnog, give me an apple cider, give me a hot tea. Hell, God forbid you get sick, give me a hot toddy kind of thing. Like, let's just call it a day. Let's just take the reprieve here. Take the knee on the week kind of thing, right? If you're the Steelers, you're taking a lot of knees right now. They're not looking too hot, are they? If you're a Pittsburgh fan, a lot of people are. Doesn't matter where you are. Everybody but me, but the girl that's from there, right? Neither here nor there, but I don't know. Maybe that's a thing for you this week, sports or something as well. Maybe you're mourning today over the Steelers being 6-6. They suck. Okay, so anyhow. All right, this electronization on Monday, Spirit, for Scorpio. This information, I just got the ringing in my ear. The devil, and their Capricorn energy, the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, Scorpio, 8 of Wands in reverse. There is something there's absolutely something here that's kind of overseeing, right? The devil, I don't really like the devil to be the one that oversees, but it also reminds me of, we'll go to politics. Like, I'm going to be a little controversial today. I'm feeling the vibe. No one side is right or wrong, in my opinion. Right? It's just that. But it's always picking the lesser of two evils. It's really what it is. I feel like this devil in this particular situation, which is actually kind of showing up in a devil angel kind of form. So this person could be somebody who, it's like the IRS. You know, they could come at you with good news or bad news, right? Like, it could be the dentist calling you going, you know what, it's actually going to be a root canal instead of just a tooth pull, right? Like, it's, you know, it's like, it depends on how you look at it. You know, what side of the coin have you been on, Scorpio? Have you done the right thing, the wrong thing? But it's a restriction, and I talked about the restrictions in the channel memberships. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card being you, Scorpio, you've got double you here on the Wheel of Fortune to the Scorpio card, to the Death card, and then the 8 of Wands in reverse. It's kind of like no news is good news, but somebody's throwing you a bone on this one, going, listen, we're gonna let you slide. Like, you know, this really is pointless. I get to make the final decision, and here is my decision, Scorpio. And I do think that somebody here is holding or needing to hold some level of accountability in this. 8 of Pentacles. Somebody needs to do the work. So here's the work that we're going to have to do. We are going to make, I said about legal decisions, right? So what is just, fair, right, and balanced? Who did the work? Who put in the time? Who made the effort? And again, it's like, you know, I've got receipts, right? I've got receipts to show or prove X, Y, and Z. So there's something about that. And again, like the Page of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the Empress, the 9 of Cups, holy freaking cups. Whoever showed up authentically and like pure, raw. You know, I like these cards. I like all these cups, even with the 8 of Cups. Oh, and there's the 3 of Cups. Like, because to me, it's the happy, it's like, doing it for the right reasons, right? This isn't like, here, let me make you feel bad about yourself, 5 of Cups, right? This is like, let's, you know, it's not even like, I mean, 3 of Cups is celebration. At some point, it was something that was important to you, but it was also something emotionally at 8 of Cups you had to walk away from, which 6 of Cups becomes a distant past, you know, memory. And the Page of Cups is someone throwing you the bone, seeing the efforts that were, you know, emotionally, you know, what was invested into something in the past. So, you know, the devil is kind of like, you know, you think about it, Ace of Wands to the 6 of Swords. I was going to say like your kids, you know, it's, you know, I remember one time, right, I'll put it like this. This is like somebody's making somebody pay off the debt, right? 8 of Pentacles, or Pentacles, 8 of Wands, or Ace of Wands. But like, you know, maybe your kid, well, let's use a Christmas story. He said the bad word and she put soap in his mouth and he was crying because it burnt and it hurt, right? It's like that. Do the crime, you do the time, right? It's also like, I remember one time my daughter said something, she was just being kind of disrespectful, and I made her sit down and I made her write 50 times, like, I will be kind, loving, and respectful to my mom. You know, I don't necessarily believe in, like, you know, physical punishment per se, but I was like, I'll make you write till your hand falls off. And so I was like, and every time she had to write it, I hope she was thinking about why she was writing it and what that sentence meant. So it's like that. It's kind of like making people, you know, think about their actions, making them put the work into why they've done something, right? So I think there's an understanding of why you did something, and then versus why somebody else did something, and who, you know, call them Adam and Eve, who, you know, who started the shit, you know, kind of thing. So, yeah, it's a commitment, it's a bond that's been broken. There's something about dates and times and clocks. So if this is legal, this could be like a statute of limitations. This could be, you know, you think about communication, email, stuff like that. They're time stamped, dated, right? All those things, when it was sent, when it was received. There's something around the communication. So that's important to know. So somebody is being alleviated. Somebody else, side note, could be trying to make somebody else put in more work than is their fair share to have to do. A little manipulating, but I think you'll move past that regardless. Okay, so that's that. On Tuesday, this pet business. What is this pet card about? Something about their ears. So pay attention if you have pets, maybe even your own ears. I remember saying something about my ear had, I think it was with that devil, had, it was ringing in my ear. The Hermit, that is a time of introspection, healing, maybe wishing you would have done something different. It could be waiting to receive news around a pet or something that you love and care about. Page of Pentacles. I do think whatever this is it's hopeful. It's hopeful. Whatever this is hopeful. Your cat's ears, if, you know, maybe just a pet's ears in general, hell, maybe your ears. There could be water. There could be an overdoing of fluid or not enough fluid. The Hierophant, again, a commitment. Maybe switching up some routines or something. Somebody could not be wanting to ingest fluids, or they could be rejecting something. 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles there, King of Cups. It's like going from, like, it's kind of like not being, I mean, if the King of Cups ultimately becomes balanced, but emotionally, right, if we're looking at water as the energy itself, and I've got quite a bit of water here actually between these couple of cards, needing to find the healthy balance, so maybe electrolytes or something like that, but it will get balanced out. Somebody just may not be interested in something specific. I don't know. Anything else on this pet thing? Old Skull and Camera. There is a, yeah, there's a looking out, reminiscing kind of feel. I talked about those windows, that dream, whatever, that could be part of this. There's something very specific about windows, and watch for leaks around your windows to make listen, if there's leaks going on in your place or whatever's happening, make sure you document that, because there's something here about comparing something older to something newer, some more proof. There's a lot of little things, Scorpio, going on this week. So you want to be able to learn from the past. Like, I don't know, let's just say you installed your first window 10 years ago and you remember the leaks and you're like, shit, I did that the wrong way. So when I do it this time, I'm going to use, I don't know, I've never installed a window in my life. I couldn't tell you what you need. But I'm going to use this little piece on the corner, and that's going to stop the water from flowing that way, and it's going to shoot the other way. I don't know, making shit up as I go. But because you now know, right? Again, what you now know is the wisdom. You've been authentic. You've learned. You've certainty. You've got clarity around certain things. So now you know what to do and what not to do, right? So there's something about that as well. So gravity on Wednesday. So this could be some travel. This could be somebody, you know, kind of trying to dodge a bullet as well on Wednesday. What is this? 10 of Swords. And when I threw it out of, it landed, but when I went to take it out of the deck, it was upright and then it landed sideways. 6 of Swords. How do I feel about this? I don't know. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more about this gravity and this. I just get this feeling like somebody is not being, Spirit, fully cooperative or fully honest about something. 2 cards of travel here. Another card of rest. As I say that, the 4 of Swords to the 5 of Swords to the Lovers. Interesting. It's like they 4, 5, 6 to 12. They double. Something is doubling. The rate is doubling. The exchange rate could be doubling, by the way, but something is doubling. There may be a decision to have to make that may cause some worry as well. Ultimately, whatever this is going to be fine, but I feel like somebody's looking at somebody sideways here. What is this 10 of Swords about, Spirit? I want more on that. The Death, Scorpio, Libra energy, and Aquarius, the Star. Healing past a specific. It's like, okay. Wait a minute, hold on. There's something about the hand gesture, right? What is he? One, it looks like he's got 3 fingers instead of 4 plus his thumb. But I've never even noticed this before. But there's something about the hand gesture, and for some reason it was kind of like a FU kind of feel, or like, yes, like there's, it's like, you know, ooh, side note, pay attention. Have you seen about, like the human trafficking thing? Like, I remember seeing a video about a month and a half ago where there's like a certain hand signal that people will get if they're with someone who is trafficking them to try to get out of, was it like 2 fingers up or something like that? Pay attention to the hand gestures that people are making around you. You may bear witness to something, and that hand gesture, if you're not paying attention, could easily miss you, or you could miss it. And you need, that's going to be the thing. I don't know why that's important, but that's the thing. It's almost like a subliminal message too. Like, let's just say you're in a room of the board of directors, I don't know, right? And there's some speculation to something. I don't know. Let's just say there's 5 of you in the room, and there's some speculation, and the big guy in the room is having a conversation with all of you. And as he's talking, he just happens to point in a specific direction. It actually kind of points to, you know, Joe or whoever it is in that corner. And anybody else really is. Oh, his hands are just moving. He's just talking, right? That kind of thing. But it's like, he also pointed to Joe, right? No offense to any Joes out there. Which you also suspect had something to do with whatever the bigger problem at hand is. That hand gesture, that subliminal message, without even doing it, without knowing they're doing it, tells a whole story. Be very, very, very aware of what is going on around you on Wednesday. I would say all this week, because your timelines are different, right? This could happen on any day for you. Despite what I'm telling you right here, right now, because you're all on your own path. But there's something about that gesture that you really need to pay attention to. Okay? You know, you think about it too as I say that. I talked about football. What do they use hand signals. It's like, oh, you know, first down and touchdown, right? The hand signals. They use hand signals the entire game, you know. It's like baseball. Scratch your nose, scratch your balls. They know what pitch they're going to throw, right? All the things they do, you know. Scratch their armpits. It's stuff like that, but there's something, it's the signal that you're getting that is going to tell you so much more than anybody else is going to tell you, Scorpio. Paradise. You're going to have mixed emotions over this. Does it feel good or doesn't it? Heartbroken and poker face. Spirit just said, whatever it is, stay stoic. It's all happening for a reason. Stay stoic. What is likely to come of this? Addiction and cutting ties. Codependency. This is going to make somebody else think twice, Scorpio. Is that? But it's going to be healing. It's for, oh God, double the dose of healing. The Star and the Temperance. Double dose of healing. Is this for Scorpio or someone else? Or I'm going to say both, but Three of Wands, future planning, and the Ten of Pentacles. It's for Scorpio. Whatever this is on Wednesday, it's for a damn good reason. Okay? It's faded. It's for a damn good reason. All right. Thursday, immortality, resurrection. Scorpio, that's where I said to you, it's like you walk in the room and you light a match and you're like, P.S. I quit. Five of Swords. I'm taking my toys and I'm going home, Scorpio, right? Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. What is this about? You know, it really, Six of Cups. Sometimes people just aren't happy when you just say, fuck it, I'm out the door. And I said, like, you know, it's kind of like standing up, saying the thing. Five of Swords, like I'm taking my pens, and by the way, I also bought that office taper. I'm taking that with me too. You know, you can kiss my past ass goodbye. I was once a part of this, and the Eight of Cups is I'm out the door. And Two of Swords is I'm just like, it's almost like an avoidance of like, I'm not going to think about this anymore. Don't want to feel this. I'm just getting the hell out of Dodge. Five to the Two is the Seven of Swords. Like I'm taking my stuff again. I'm going home. Five of Cups, Scorpio, there you are. The Moon, it could leave you feeling some kind of way, but it's bringing something to a total sense of completion with the World card being there. So you're pretty heaven sent and hell bent. There you go. Heaven sent and hell bent. That's a mouthful. On whatever this is that you're rising from or moving forward from. I feel like you all genuinely have so many little situations going on that it's just changing the overall trajectory of your life, and the whole sequence of it could be changing almost competitively on a divine level in ways that it's like almost daily, like daily changes that are competitive with one another, and you're like, what the hell is happening in my life? As I say that, there's a Seven of Cups, there's a confusion that comes in with all of the things, and the Two of Swords, after shuffling, shows back up at the bottom of the deck. What are we avoiding here? Four of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Some sort of change. Somebody, is Scorpio holding back? Or is someone else holding back, Spirit, on Thursday? Who's holding back? Eight of Swords, clearly. Ten of Pentacles. Somebody, Ten of Wands, and the World card. There's the energy, but where's the person? Scorpio, what is this? Spirit just said cause for concern. However, is it though? Spirit, is it though? So, players on the board here, by the way, Scorps, you've got Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius that are predominant here. So, is this Scorpio, Spirit? At one point, Scorps, I feel like you were in this energy. Two tens, though, is a close. The Hermit, Virgo, again. You could be I think you've got a Virgo, most likely, in your life. Doesn't have to be. But they're getting... I just heard they're new to this tradition. August, September could be important for you. And June and July could be important for you. What is the issue with this Virgo, or whoever this person is that's showing up is the Hermit, the Death card. Scorpio, Virgo energy. Scorpio, was it you? Or was it channel members? I just said this for. Yeah, I think it was you. I said Three of Wands is here twice now. it's a plan to commit to something for the long term. The Three of Wands is waiting for our ships to come in. It's waiting for Spirit saying more news, more information. We're waiting on the arrival of something. It's the foresight of what comes next. It's looking out on the horizons. It's knowing that we're not done here, right? We've got a new phase that is being birthed, but only from a place of wisdom. Again, we're learning more. We now know more. Scorpio, I feel like you're a part of the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. I said in the channel members read, you're one step ahead of somebody when it comes to, especially the spiritual side of things. You just understand that it's just your wheelhouse, Scorpio. How does this come together for the Emperor and the Devil? I'm gonna sound redundant here, and there's the Emperor, Aries, Capricorn, the Devil, and Leo, the Strength card. And the World card again. There's two completions here. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. This goes back to you being self-empowered instead of self-restricted, Scorpio. You are taking command without really asking for it. Someone has really got to tune into the lessons and the things that you already know, because there's something going on in your life, Scorpio, where you're taking the lead. And the Devil and the Strength card is trying to tame those egoic ways of being. And could you be? Sure. But do I think it's all you? No. No, I don't. Two cards of completion, the World twice. And Scorpio, you and the Death card here twice. And Virgo here twice, the Hermit. You've already done what others are trying to figure out and set out to do. There's a confusion as to the why. Your immortality says, I've already done this and I'm leaving this table. I already ate, right? I finished my test. I can get up and go do something else while everybody else finishes. It's something you've already done. And some people could look at you and go, why is this not hard for you? Why are you not in this place of feeling lack, or feeling upset, or feeling some kind of way? Because Scorpio, you've already been there, done that. You're okay with looking the devil in the eye, and sometimes that very devil was yourself. When other people have to sit down with their own devils, it becomes a little bit different. I don't think you're leaving anybody out in the cold, but you're not taking on the responsibility of others either. Some people could say that you are cold. Some people could say you're detached. As the Emperor, right? He doesn't let his emotions rule his kingdom. He has to make authoritative decisions for the betterment of all. That's what you're doing. It's not just about this or that. It's about all the things. And you will get up and you will leave the table when all things aren't being considered. You know, that maybe that board meeting isn't you quitting. It's you going, well, if you're all going to sit here and argue, I'm leaving the room because I'm not going to do this. It's you being intolerant to stupidity. If it's not conducive, cohesive, or collaborative, you will just shut it down and walk away until everybody decides to come back together and try again. It's like a hung jury. When the judge tells them, go back in and deliberate. You were only in there for 45 minutes. Figure it the fuck out. You are the judge, Scorpio. You're going, go figure it out. And I'm going to sit here and wait until you do. But I'm still going to do what I need to do for myself in the meantime. You have no qualms with making everybody else, Five of Wands sticking out, have to do for themselves. The lessons that you've already had to learn about the difficulties, or whatever difficulties you already had to face. Someone else's turn. And that someone else's turn could be a lot of the people in your life in the past 4 to 5 years that chose to avoid accountability when you were going through the ringer. This week, I think, is just, Spirit, thank you. It's becoming more apparent, Scorpio, to other people how much you're willing to let them just kind of hang out by themselves and figure it out. There's something about that. It's not that you're cold. It's not that you don't love or care. But it also means you're not going to intervene. It's not your job to intervene, right? Right. All right. Spirit. On Friday, run away for Scorpio. Get away. Keep away. Give up. What is this about? Page of Swords. You know, Scorp, somebody could say something to you, and I'm going to be honest with you, you might kind of want to, like, sock them. It's like somebody showing up. You ever just run into that? I'm sure you have. Where you just run into that person out in public, and you're like, oh, God, of all the days, I'm in no mood to see so-and-so from 3 years ago, and they just, ugh. And it's like you're trying to go up and down every other aisle to avoid this person like the plague. Page of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. And it's like they see you and they're like, hey, Susan, where you been? What's been going on? 'Tis the holidays, man. You go out shopping on a Friday. Everybody, and it's the first of the month. Everybody and their mother is out, right? Like, call it for what it is. It's like, oh, you know, it's almost like they're looking, you know, and nothing against the Salvation Army, right? Their little red kettles. We always throw change in the red kettles, but it's kind of like everybody wants a donation, right? Every place you check out, would you like to round up your balance to, you know, and even $54 to go to the cat house fund? Would you like to round up your 32 cents to go to Project Bundle Up? Would you like to, you know, firewood for the homeless? Like, I mean, it's just, you know, and I'm not trying to make a mockery of charities by any means, because I've always donated to a lot of different things, but it's like they come up with something new all the time, and it's like, Jesus, like, I could have bought 15 more presents of the things that I actually ate, and I could have bought my Christmas ham, if I would have just done that one thing, right? So, again, I'm not trying to, you know, be heartless to that, but it's just like everybody's got a story, right? Everybody's got that thing. And that's how it feels. It's like, here's a little bit of this. It's like nickel and diming you to death. And you're just like, you know what? I want out of this. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be in this. You know, online too, there's something about escapism. Some of you, listen, don't be doom scrolling this weekend. Don't like, keep yourself in emotional check. King of Cups, 8 of Cups. Like, if it doesn't feel good, if you're, you know, reading a horror story online, like, put it down. Go find something else to do. Go sing Christmas carols. Like, what? I don't care what you're doing. Just do something else, because it's almost like you're trying to check out from all of the chaos. Some of you could be trying to check out from your emotions, by the way. 4 Cups. Yeah. I think it's interesting. Friday, somebody could be Scorpio. Somebody could be trying to, like, go, hey, let's go get dinner, or hey, let's do this really sweet thing. And you're like, you know what? I'm really focused on this thing that I'm really excited about, and I gotta get this done, or this is like, you're hyped about something. So it's almost like you're turning down an invitation. What's the matter? It's just the water thing. You're okay. You're really hyped about something. And this person's like really trying to come at you in this very, are you okay? Are you okay? You go lay down. You leave her be. Sorry. I'll make sure she's okay. I'm sure you could probably hear her meowing. But, somebody's really trying to come at you with this love and this good feel. Yeah, you've got some people who are just wanting everything from you. Another person who, King of Cups is really Scorpio, even though that's you, I'm seeing you here as the queen. You're feeling more in your feminine energy to me. That is like, well, let me love you, Scorpio. And you're just like, you know what, I've got things to do, but thanks. I do feel like your emotional thoughts are somewhere else. Yeah, Nine of Swords. You're kind of thinking about something else. I feel like somebody's, could be, Scorpio, I'm gonna be honest with you, thinking from a loving place, but a very, call it passionate place. They could be thinking with the wrong head. Like, and it's not in a sleazy, like, gross kind of way. Like, they just want to, it's like, I just want to get close to you, right? I think that song came out last week or the week before. I just want to get close to you. And I think that's really what this is about. And, you know, runaway, I don't think that you're like, you know, trying to get away from this person per se, but it's like they're finally trying to offer you something and you're like, I'm busy. Like, squirrel moment, I'm over here looking at X, Y, and Z. Also, so 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords. Scorpio, there's something here that's a little painful for you. Probably for this person too. The 9 to the 10. I think I said that a couple of times, didn't I? Was it this read? I don't know. I don't remember already. You're just focused on happiness in general. This person is focused on trying to get your attention around something. Also, though, what is this King of Cups about? Self-indulgence. Like, they've done... Scorpio, be careful. Oh boy. Scorpio, it's like you're either really into it or you're not. Like, that's just who you are, right? But be careful not to reject this person. And you're gonna know if it's somebody worth, you know who I'm talking about. You're gonna know. I feel like they're trying to build up confidence around something, Scorpio, and your ability to be like, I'm not prepared for this and not today, might be the thing that sets them back. Like, their fear of rejection isn't your problem, but in the same breath, for you not to respond to them the way that everybody else ever has plays a big impact on who they are moving forward. No pressure. I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining that. Because they've lived a lot in their ego and their fear. So for them to pop up as the King of Cups, trying to express love and emotion and just wanting to get close to you. And they're showing up tangibly with the Knight of Pentacles, trying to give you what they do have. And it's taken them a long time to muster up the courage to feel confident enough to do this one thing for you, or to come towards you. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. In some way. Hell, they might sound like a little boy going through puberty as they try to come towards you with something. You're very focused on yourself and maybe even some past hurts around a situation. Maybe Scorpio a little jaded. You're gonna want to be, you're very focused on working on certain things in your own world, looking at the past, and how do you do this differently. Like, you're really focused on trying to live life differently. And it could even be some form of escapism, that you escape into those thought forms and patterns to avoid it, but you're living in it. But you've got someone there that's trying to come to you, that's taken them a long time to build up their self to get to the point to do, I don't want to say the right thing, but they might appear to be pretty confident in general. And they're a cowardly little lion within. They're afraid. So when they do come, you have to, I don't want to say do and say the right thing, But you want to be careful with how you respond because it could shatter this person. This Three of Swords, Spirit, what's that about? Yeah, separation in reverse and not enough with Temperance. They're really, with the Tower, oh, the Judgment, and the Seven of Pentacles, that's awaiting. Like, they've had to make a very difficult decision here, Scorpio. And you're so stoic in everything you're doing in this week that you're just kind of like, you're there doing your thing. This separation is like they're trying to come in. They've lacked the confidence, but they're trying to meet you where you are. It's like they're putting on a mask and a false persona, or have been, to how confident they feel about things. You might be getting a hard truth from them, how scared they are, how hurt they are, what they've been through. Yeah, because they're wanting to talk about this in the Runner and the Runaway. Like, they have feared that connection. And Scorpio, I think right now for you, this need to focus on getting everything right and done in a certain way. Whether you know it or not, it's a fear within you of intimacy and letting people get close to you. That in itself is a fear. So your distraction is to focus on these things, and then you don't have to face that emotional vulnerability, especially when somebody comes to you emotionally vulnerable. It's like, you know, Scorpio, I love you and I want to be there. And you're like, yeah, well, good for you, y'all. You can stay for dinner. But the inside of you really wants to say, like, I do love you and I need you here. Right? It's like there's a softness in that really wants to come out. And it's like, Scorpio, guards in armor, I'm good. Remember, you've gotten as far as you have off of authenticity and speaking your truth. You being vulnerable is another authentic truth you need to be okay with. Okay? All right, let's close this out. What an interesting week, Scorpio, you all got going on. Spirit, last notes for Scorpio for this week, please. Last notes for Scorpio this week. That's a lot of cards. Nothing will come of the situation. As I said, back here, like, it's almost like somebody's got your back on something, Scorpio. I don't think you need to worry. Emotions are running high. You're a Scorpio, of course they are. Nothing is yet set in stone. Things are still movable, flexible. You're going through the motions. Hold your vision, and the answers you need are coming. Came out sideways. Fixed moon and full moon in Gemini, which we have this next week. Yeah, next week. This week. No, this week. It's the 4th. The energy is gaining momentum. Why did that come out sideways, Spirit? Why did that come out sideways? Spirit just said you're going to see the lighter side of life. Did you all just see that? That was like a black something over there. I don't know what that was. Work through. Scorpio, you come out on both sides of this. The card that came out and the card on the bottom. I said working through your fears. This could be your fear as well. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears, which we just had that new moon in Scorpio. And then it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio, as far as I'm concerned, we're still in your season. And by the way, the new moon in Taurus follows that full moon in Scorpio, right? So now the Taurus season is going to be a very powerful pivot and change point for you in all the ways, all your connections and all the things that you do. So Scorpio, Taurus, always a hell of a combination. It's either fucking beautiful, rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, fairy dust, or hell on earth. Those are your options with Scorpio and Taurus combos. Always. It's one or the other. It's one extreme or the other. There is no in between. Scorpio, play nice this week. You got a lot going on. But you're also reaping rewards and still learning so much more. Personal reads are open and available. Info is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Email is there. Reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. And I will see you all soon. Sending you love. Take care. Bye.